Hey there, everyone. I hope you are all doing good. Stasma here. Welcome to this Gear Talk video about the Crypta delay by Ritual Electronics. This is a delay based on the PT20 something karaoke chip that is known to be very noisy and crunchy when you move the delay time a bit too much. This one is no exception, and it has even a few switches called Poubelle that make it even noisier and glitchier. So this video is sponsored by Ritual Electronics because they sent me the Crypta in advance so I can make that video. I also helped on the beta testing of this. For example, this early prototype was much dirtier than the new version that is a bit easier to use in a clean situation. Great fun to help with this module. And so today we are going to check out the Crypta in itself and a few other one new module by Ritual Electronics that they also sent for me to try. We are going to do lots of weird feedback stuff and more regular delay stuff as well. And that's it. Let's go for it. So let's have a look at the interface first. Input is right here, output is right here. Let's send a simple signal to it so we can also listen to what the controls are doing. Okay, so here's the sound. Just adding a tiny touch of spring reverb from the wellspring by teaching machines. So input, output. We have the classic controls you can find on a delay. Blend is your dry wet. Feedback is going to be the number of repeats. And time is the delay time. First thing to notice, Crypta can be quite fast. Doing like almost resonator-y kind of sound at high feedback setting. It can also be very slow. And very slow you get that typical PT20 glitchy weirdness because it's a PT20 based delay. You can have all sorts of weird distortion by tweaking the delay time in the low register. So here, of course, you have a modulation input. Let's send the fluctuating random voltages to this. The CV you send here is added to the value of the pod. This will be your lowest delay time. If you send a unipolar signal, it will only modulate this way, which is what's going to happen right now with the fluctuating random from the 266T. Add more reverb to this. And then we have what you might have been wondering since the beginning. This Poubelle switch. Poubelle in French means trash can, where you put the trash. And you will hear what this switch does. Is that it crunchifies and saturates the sound of the repeats. In pretty drastic way, especially in the down switch. The feedback and delay time settings are very key to the kind of result you will have. From slightly more lo-fi, cassette-like sounds to crazy harsh noise, screaming territory. This is to say that you can just do some pretty insane no-input things. But it's not so difficult to go back to something not so hardcore. One thing I like to do is, instead of using a delay like this at the end of the chain, like it's the classic thing to do, I like to send an oscillator straight into it and to use the delay as a chorus or detuning effect. So we have that random riff. As soon as you start moving the delay time, you get that very nice detuning effect. As soon as it stops, it doesn't sound very good. So this is really something you have to modulate. The faster the modulation you send, the more vibrato-esque it can sound. You can really make a vibrato out of it. Using no feedback and a full wet signal. If you really want vibrato at the shortest delay setting, the best is to invert your modulation first. So you have your minimal delay time, which is the max here, and then you're subtracting the modulation from it. Can be very subtle if you use a slow modulation. And as soon as you start mixing this with the original signal, you get chorus. This can get flangery if you add feedback. Original sound for reference. I also kind of like to use this at the minimal delay setting, full wet, just crunching things with the Poubelle switch. Used in parallel with the clean signal again. Can get some sort of chorusy glitchness. Let's add some drums to this. Now I'm going to remove it from before the VCA and place it after. Let's go back to clean setting. Let's listen again. So first you can hear that the minimal delay setting, if you go full wet, you lose a bit of high end. You get that lo-fi quality. So you get that sort of seasickness. Adding feedback give you resonating seasickness things that turn again into chorusy territory if you use the blend. I like to use them as fuzz. Really insane saturated things. You can hear that the level of the signal is really making a difference in the result. This is why using the Poubelle switch after VCA is quite fun. Down setting can very be a sea of white noise if you're not taking care of it. Okay, so in order to have some fun with the feedback stuff for a change, I've programmed a good old breakbeat. And all the feedback stuff is going to be handled by the Arania matrix mixer over here. So in input 1, I have the breakbeat going straight into the output, which is the last column. The breakbeat is sent to the delay that we can now listen to. Crank up the feedback. So the delay is full wet, sent back to the mixer. One funny patch I've been doing a bit with this is to send noise to modulate the delay time. Gives you crunchy, weird stuff. This is white noise. Is from the crash module over here. Pink. Even more wiggly. Rumble. Okay, so let's remove the feedback here. I've programmed a few different feedback line. This is going to be feedback into the 296T. Quite easy to make it go a bit crazy. It's very like spectral. I like it. It's fun. I'm just playing the bands here. Reversing the feedback gives it almost the same thing. No, more fun. I have feedback inside the frequency shifter, the 285T here. I'm taking the sum output, which does that pitch up pattern. I find it really fun, this one. Could also add some delay straight from the delay itself, if there's not enough gain. More spectral weirdness. And here, simple true low pass gate 292T in low pass mode, just to make a delay with basically less treble sound a bit more like a tape-ish delay. Fun stuff. Now let's try, just because we're here, full wet, just the breakbeat through the delay. With no feedback. There's already a nice touch, a nice sound to it. Lo-fi. So let's make it a bit less loud. And let's try the Poubelle stuff. This does sound really sort of like a broken tube or something. Yeah, ride your volume with caution when you use the Poubelle. I can't resist. Let's set it to latch. So let's try this. Thanks for watching. Many thanks to Ritual Electronics for providing all these awesome modules. If you want to support the channel, please go have a look at my Patreon page, where you can find some samples and the option to get some teaching as well. You can also buy some stuff from the affiliate links in the description to support the channel by buying gear. And you can, of course, go check out some music on Bandcamp, either on my own page as Stasma Repeat Eater or under my name Julien Guillot. I also invite you to check out my label Concrete Collage. Thanks again for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.